As Julie opened her front door, a man suddenly grabbed her from behind, choking her and forcing her back inside before slamming the door shut. Desperate, Julie pleaded with him to let her go, telling him she was pregnant, but her words had no effect. The man assaulted her brutally, showing no remorse. When he was finished, he raised his fists and began punching her stomach over and over again. By the time the police arrived, Julie was already dead. The man stood there, casually raising his hands in surrender, a twisted smile on his face. Another officer burst into the room. It was Mason, his eyes locked on his wife's bloodied body. Overcome with rage, he drew his gun, ready to end the man's life right then and there. But his fellow officers stopped him, warning that if he pulled the trigger now, it would be considered murder, especially since the suspect had already confessed. Mason seethed with anger. The man standing before him was Victor, a drug smuggler Mason had personally arrested 6 months earlier. He never imagined that Victor, released from prison just 1 day ago, would take such a horrific act of revenge. Now, face to face with the monster who had destroyed his life, Mason felt not only rage, but helplessness. Bound by his duty as a cop, he was forced to hand Victor over to the justice system, a system he suddenly hated with every fiber of his being. After Julie's death, Mason sank into guilt, grief, and overwhelming rage. All he could think about was revenge. He shaved his head, loaded his weapons, and began preparing a ruthless plan. Using internal intel, he located one of Victor's known hideouts. Before heading out, Mason texted his own address to a fellow officer, then grabbed his gun and went in. Inside, 3 men were hanging around, completely unaware of what was about to happen. In an instant, Mason stormed in, guns blazing. 2 of the men didn't even have time to react before they were shot dead. The third tried to fight back, reaching for a weapon, but Mason was faster. Another shot, another body. Justice delivered his way. Just then, his colleague Billy arrived at the scene. Staring at the carnage, Billy asked what had happened. Mason said nothing. He just knelt down, hands behind his head, silently surrendering. Mason was later convicted of premeditated murder, and that was exactly what he wanted.